1. Morning in the forest, the beginning of a mischievous siblings' day. A morning with sunlight pouring down on a clear stream in a green forest. A white mist is gently draped over the stream, and the sound of small footsteps can be heard between the dewy grass. Cho rock, cho wrong. Let's eat breakfast. At the sound of the mother frog's affectionate voice, Cho rock jumps down from the rock by the Puduk stream, and Cho wrong stretches in the shade of the leaves. What shall we play today? Cho rock asks Cho wrong with sparkling eyes. Yesterday we played with fish in the stream. So today we want to go into the forest? Cho wrong's heart is pounding with adventurousness. Mother Frog checks each of her siblings to see if they eat breakfast well and wash their hands and feet cleanly. Kids, you should only play near the house today. It's dangerous to go deep into the forest. As soon as Mom finished asking, Cho rock answered yes, but inside, he was already planning an adventure in the forest. Various friends gather at the stream, including squirrels, rabbits, birds, and owls. Cho rock and Cho wrong greet their friends and are excited about the new story that will unfold in the forest. A day in the forest begins with the morning sunlight, a mother's warm hands, and the playful laughter of two siblings. 2. The secret adventures of the upside-down siblings and their forest friends. Despite their mother's worries, Cho rock and Cho wrong always listen to their mother's words in the opposite way, like reverse siblings. As soon as the words "never go deep into the forest today" are out, the siblings nod to each other. Cho wrong, let's go deep into the forest today. Brother, are you really okay? Mom said it was dangerous. Don't worry. When have we ever listened to Mom and had an accident? Cho rock bravely leads the way, and Cho wrong cautiously follows her brother. The deep forest is more dense than usual, with trees growing so thick that they block out the sky. The siblings follow the sunlight streaming through the leaves, jump over mossy rocks, and crawl under large tree roots. Wow, there's so much we don't know here. Cho wrong is amazed as he discovers strange mushrooms and colorful insects. At that moment, a squirrel came running, carrying an acorn, and asked, "Hey, I've never seen you before. Where did you come from?" Cho rock confidently answers, "We came from the stream. And today we came to explore deep into the forest." The squirrel opens his eyes wide and whispers, "Be careful here. You can sometimes see tiger footprints." Cho wrong looks at the acorn tower that the squirrel has built and exclaims, "Wow, you collected all this by yourself?" The squirrel nods proudly. "We have to collect a lot before winter comes. Will you help me find some acorns?" Cho rock and Cho wrong happily collect acorns and quickly become friends with the squirrel. Soon, rabbits, moles, and owls living in the forest also gather one by one. The rabbit jumps around in the grass and asks, "Do you like carrots too?" The mole shows an underground tunnel and asks, "Do you want to play in it?" The owl wakes up from his nap and whispers, "You have to be quiet during the day. It's more fun when you come to play at night." The siblings roam the forest with their new friends and discover new plants and insects they had never seen before in the stream. Cho rock slides on leaves, and Cho wrong runs through the forest following butterflies. Brother, there are so many amazing things here. I think I understand why Mom said it was dangerous. Cho wrong briefly remembered her mother's request, but soon forgot it in the excitement of the adventure. 3. Signs of deepening adventure and danger. Cho rock and Cho wrong, who were having fun playing with their forest friends, went deeper and deeper into the forest. At first, my heart was excited by the sunlight streaming through the leaves, the scent of flowers carried by the wind, and the buzzing of butterflies and bees. I lost track of time as I collected squirrels and acorns and played hide and seek in the grass with rabbits. I followed the mole's burrows to see the underground world, and climbed up the treetop nest that the owl showed me to look down on the forest. Brother, there are so many amazing things here. I think I understand why Mom said it was dangerous. Cho wrong spoke cautiously, but Cho rock was full of adventurous spirit. Don't worry, Cho wrong. We can't get lost. Just remember that big rock over there and we'll be able to get back." But as time passed, the forest became darker, and the birds' songs became farther and farther away. Cho Rock took the lead confidently. But Cho Rong couldn't hide her increasingly anxious expression. "Brother, haven't we come too far? No, let's go a little further. I think there will be something fun if we just pass that tree over there." The siblings moved forward, leaning on each other. Then, the siblings discovered large footprints on the forest floor. "Isn't this a tiger's footprint?" the squirrel whispered. Cho Rock and Cho Rong felt a chill down their spines for a moment. The surroundings became increasingly quiet, and the leaves swayed eerily whenever the wind blew. The birds flew away one by one, and the squirrel and rabbit said goodbye to the siblings, saying, "We must go back to our home now." "Cho Rock, let's go back now. Mom will be worried." Cho Rong spoke cautiously, but Cho Rock said, "Let's go a little further. We can go back soon," and moved forward eagerly. The siblings got lost without even knowing it. The sun was setting and the forest was getting darker. Cho Rock's confidence gradually disappeared, and Cho Rong's worries grew. At that moment, a low, heavy sound was heard from somewhere in the forest. Growling, the siblings held each other tightly, and held their breath. Cho Rock's sense of adventure and Cho Rong's curiosity disappeared in an instant, and fear filled their hearts. Now the siblings face real danger, and the siblings soon realize that their mother's worries were not in vain. 4. The appearance of a tiger and the crisis of destiny. When the siblings were lost in the forest and trembling with fear, a large shadow slowly approached through the leaves. "Who are you, playing in my forest?" A giant tiger appeared before the siblings. Cho Rock and Cho Rong, with their golden eyes, flashing fangs, and big feet, were frozen in place. The tiger looked around the siblings slowly and said, "This is my territory. It's not a place where little frogs dare to come in." Cho Rock tried to muster up the courage to speak, but his voice was trembling. We're just lost, we'll get out soon." Cho Rong also pleaded with her hands together. "Please, just let us go." The tiger snorted. "You're lost? Then I can make you my dinner." The siblings backed away in fear. At that moment, Cho Rock remembered what his mother had said. "When it's dangerous, climb up the tree." But my mother also said, "Never go deep into the forest." Cho Rock quickly looked around. "Cho Rong, there's a big tree over there. Let's climb it quickly." The two siblings joined forces and began to climb the tree. The tiger threatened by shaking the tree with its large paws. "Come down. How dare you run away to my table?" The branches shook, and the siblings hung precariously on the tree. Cho Rock looked at the sky through the leaves and hoped earnestly. "Please, someone help us," the tiger growled, as he circled under the tree. "How long do you think you can stay there?" "Soon. The sun will set, and you will be my dinner." The brother and sister held each other tightly, trembling with fear. Cho Rock thought about the song his mother used to sing to him. "Cho Rong, isn't that what Mom always said? Never lose hope in any crisis. Heaven is watching over us too." Cho Rong closed her eyes and put her hands together. "God, please help us. From now on, I will listen to what my mother says and become a good brother and sister." At that very moment, a mysterious light began to flash across the forest sky. 5. Escape and a wish for the sky. Green and Coring, who were hanging precariously on the tree, circled around under the tree and growled, and the siblings trembled in fear. Cho Rock held his brother's hand tightly, holding his breath. "Don't worry, Cho Rong. We'll find a way to survive." But Cho Rock's voice gradually lost its strength. The sun gradually set, and the forest became dark. Every time the wind blew, the tree branches swayed, and the siblings held on tighter for fear of falling. Cho Rong looked up at the sky with tears welling up in her eyes. "Brother, are we really not allowed to come down from here?" Cho Rock was also afraid, but tried to reassure his younger brother. At that moment, I remembered what my mother had said. When in danger, look to the sky, take courage and pray earnestly. The sky is always watching over us. Cho Rock put his hands together and prayed earnestly toward the sky. God, please help us. From now on, I will listen to my mother and not fight with my younger sibling. I think I finally understand how much my mom loves us. Please, let us return home safely. Cho Rong also put her hands together and closed her eyes. Oh my God, my heart aches when I think about how much my mother must be worried about us. I will never listen to her words again. Please let our family be together again. At that very moment, a mysterious light began to pour down from the sky. A bright ray of light through the clouds enveloped the siblings. The siblings felt their bodies becoming lighter and lighter. As if they were being carried by the wind, the siblings began to slowly rise from the tree branches into the sky. The tiger looked up at the siblings in surprise and shouted, "Where are you going? Come down." But the siblings climbed higher and higher, above the clouds, into the stars. Cho Rock held his brother's hand tightly, and his heart filled with hope instead of fear. Cho Rong, are we really going to heaven? Yeah, brother, it seems like the heavens have granted our wish. The siblings hugged each other tightly on the clouds. Looking down, the tiger was circling under the tree with a bewildered expression. In this way, the two siblings ascended to heaven. Now, what awaited them was a new destiny and a mysterious meeting in the sky. 6. Meeting with the sky god and a new destiny. Cho Rock and Cho Rong, who had risen above the clouds, opened their eyes wide to a mysterious world they had never seen before. Below, the forest and the stream, the house where my mother was, seemed small, and above, the stars and the moon, the endless sky spread out. It was the sky god who welcomed the siblings through the clouds. The sky god sat on a large throne, his silver beard fluttering, and looked at the siblings. "Come, frog siblings," the voice of the sky god was as loud as thunder, yet warm. Cho Rock and Cho Rong looked at each other in surprise. "Excuse me, why did you call us?" Cho Rock asked cautiously. The god of heaven smiled and said, "You have truly repented and earnestly prayed today. Realizing your mother's love, you made up your mind to protect each other. So heaven did not leave you alone." Cho Rong asked with sparkling eyes. "So, what happens to us now?" The sky god raised his hand and pointed to the clouds. "Now you have become children of heaven and will be given a special mission to protect the world." Cho Rock said with a worried expression. "What about Mom? I don't know how much Mom will worry about us," said the sky god, placing his hand on the siblings' heads. "You will become the sun and the moon, always illuminating your mother and the world. During the day, you can be the sun with warm light, and at night, you can be the moon with soft light, watching over and helping your loved ones." Cho Rock and Cho Rong looked at each other for a moment. "We become the sun and the moon?" "Yes, Cho Rock becomes the sun to brighten the day, and Cho Rong becomes the moon to guard the night." At the beckoning of the sky god, a warm light began to emanate from Cho Rock's body. The Cho Rock light grew brighter and brighter, turning into a sun that illuminated the whole world. A soft moonlight spread from Cho Rong's body, and transformed into a calm and beautiful moon. The siblings were initially scared and confused, but soon they were thrilled to learn that they were about to play an important role in the world. "Brother, now we can watch over Mom from heaven." "Yes, Cho Rong, so that your mother will not be lonely. We can always be by your side," the heavenly god said for the last time. "As you become the sun and moon and illuminate the world, please let people and animals not forget love and courage. And above all, live with your mother's love engraved in your hearts." The siblings bowed their heads deeply to the heavenly god. In this way, the frog siblings began a new destiny in the sky. 7. The new life of the siblings who became the sun and the moon. The sun rose every morning in the eastern sky, illuminating the forests, fields, rivers, and villages. As the warm sunlight of Cho Rock spread, the forest animals stretched and started the day. The mother frog by the stream also looked at the sun and whispered, "Cho Rock, how are you today?" Cho Rock seemed to hear his mother's voice and cheered her on with brighter light. The moon that had become a lantern rose quietly in the night sky, gently embracing the world. The moonlight from the lantern softly illuminated the forest and showed directions to animals that lost their way at night. Every night, the mother frog looked up at the moon and asked quietly, "Cho Rong, are you at peace today?" Cho Rong made the moonlight slightly brighter and illuminated her mother's house. The siblings who became the sun and the moon looked at each other in the sky, and greeted each other with "How have you been?" and "What happened today?" As day and night changed. Cho Rock looked at how his forest friends were doing during the day and what his mother was doing. Cho Rong watched over the animals at night to make sure they slept safely and that her mother finished the day safely. At first, it was lonely to be alone in the sky. Cho Rock had to disappear into the darkness at the end of the day, and Cho Rong had to hide again at the end of the night. But looking at each other's light, the siblings found courage. While we protect the world as the sun and the moon, Mom won't be lonely either. Yes, brother, our hearts are always together. So the life of the siblings who became the sun and the moon was busy and precious. Cho Rock made flowers bloom and trees grow with the sunlight. And Cho Rong soothed the darkness with moonlight and comforted the lost. And the siblings watch over their mother from heaven, saying, "Mom, we are doing well. Now I will listen to my mother and become a warm light to everyone in the world." Their new life in heaven taught them responsibility, joy, and a deeper love. Now the siblings are the sun and the moon, guarding the world and their mother forever. 8. Mother's longing and realization. While the siblings who became the sun and the moon illuminated the world from the sky, the mother frog by the stream looked up at the sky every morning and evening and missed her children. "Cho Rock, Cho Rong, how are you today?" When the sun rose, Mom tried to feel the warm sunlight of Cho Rock, and at night, she tried to feel the presence of her children up close, feeling the soft moonlight of Cho Rong. The first day the siblings disappeared, the mother wandered through the forest calling out the children's names. "Cho Rock, Cho Rong, where are you?" Mom made some delicious fried flies. "Come home quickly." But the forest was quiet, and only the wind carried my mother's voice. My mother sat on a rock by the stream and cried for a long time. Every time a tear fell into the stream, the fish quietly came and comforted the mother's sorrow. After a few days, Mom began to vaguely feel that the sun and moon were siblings. In the morning, the sun shone particularly warmly on my mother's house, and at night, the moonlight brightly illuminated my mother's bed. "By any chance are Cho Rock, Cho Rong, are you looking at Mom from the sky?" Mom whispered quietly toward the sky. The forest friends also comforted Mom. The squirrel gave out acorns and said, "Cheer up, Mommy Frog. The kids must be watching you somewhere." The rabbit brought carrots as a gift, and the owl hovered around his mother's house every night, saying, "Call me anytime if anything happens." Mother treasured each and every trace her children left behind. The leaf hat that Cho Rock cherished, the shiny pebble that Cho Rong picked up, and the song that the siblings sang together every night. Mom quietly sang the song that the children loved. "Cho Rock, Cho Rong, Mommy always loves you. Even in the sky or anywhere in the world, our hearts are always together." One day, my mother had a dream. In my dream, the sun and the moon came down to my mother and hugged her warmly. "Mom, we are fine. We love our mothers as they loved us." Mom, who woke up from her dream, wiped the tears from her eyes and smiled. "Yes, our children are by my side. Now, rather than worrying, I will support you with love." From that day on, whenever the mother frog saw the sun and the moon, she smiled warmly instead of feeling sad. Because as long as the sun and moon shine, the siblings have come to believe that their mother is always by their side. 9. Peace and lessons in the forest. After the siblings, who became the sun and moon, began to shine on the world from the sky, small changes occurred in the forest. In the morning, the sunlight from Cho Rock brightly illuminates the forest, and at night, the moonlight from Cho Rong quietly surrounds the forest. In this light, animals began to care for each other more and listen to each other's stories. The squirrel discovered the joy of sharing acorns with his friends. We are stronger together, winter is less scary. And we are much warmer than when we are alone. Even when the rabbit was running around in the grass, if he heard a dangerous sound, he would tell his friends first. Everyone, be careful. There are still tiger footprints in the forest. Every night, the owl sat on a tree branch and guided lost animals to a safe path under the moonlight. The light of the sun and moon also brought small miracles to people. In the evening, the village children looked back on the day while holding their mother's hand and looking at the sun and moon. I listened to my mom well today. Tomorrow, I will live brightly like the sun and kindly like the moon. This pledge spread throughout the village. The mother frog by the stream was no longer sad. Every time the sun and moon shined, I felt the love of children, and every night I smiled warmly as I called their names. Cho Rock, Cho Rong, Mommy always loves you. Even in the sky, or anywhere in the world, our hearts are always together. The forest friends, the people, and the siblings who became the sun and moon and watched from the sky felt their hearts. We have come to think again about the importance of family and friends. Caring for each other, and being alert to danger. The brother and sister who became the sun and the moon looked at this scene in the sky and whispered, "Even if we become the sun and the moon, our love reaches everyone." Yes, brother, love and consideration seem to continue everywhere from now on, whenever people see the sun and the moon. They say, you should listen carefully to the words of the person you love, reminded me of the lesson. The frog siblings, their mother, and their forest friends lived happily ever after. In heaven and on earth with love and trust for each other. In this way, the story of Cho Rock and Cho Rong, who became the sun and the moon, contains nature and family, adventure and crisis, forgiveness and growth, and the power of love, and hopes to become a warm light in all of our hearts. We will come back next time with a more touching and interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications.